Greetings from Podcastville. The joint is brought to you by DraftKings from the heart of New Jersey. Uncle Joey is slinging dick with DraftKings. Let me explain something to you. This week, we got some great games. As a matter of fact, tonight, you got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Buffalo Bills. They go head-to-head. If you think Mahomes is going to deliver for KC, you got to put your money where your mouth is. You also got the World Series. You also got fucking Khabib this week. You got 1,000 things to fucking work with. DraftKings is America's top-rated sportsbook app. If you haven't tried it yet, this is the time to jump on because they're giving all new users a chance to receive a sign-in bonus of $1,000 when you use code JOEY. They put $1,000. They give you $1,000. Who else is giving you anything these days? Nobody. You can't even get unemployment on the fucking phone. So download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code JOEY, J-O-E-Y, to get $1,000. You didn't fucking hear me? You get $1,000 when you get DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code JOEY. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook, the best fucking sportsbook in the fucking world. Do you understand me? They got everything there. And here's the part the lawyers make me say. You got to be 21 or older. Deposit requires a 25-time playthrough. Restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Okay, you got a gambling problem? There's help. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. If you're in Indiana, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. But first, download DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code JOEY. The church wants to welcome Honey. Listen, you know how it is these days. Everybody's going online to shop. It's fucking a little annoying. But these days, especially with the move, I feel like every day I got to fire something up the computer and buy something else online. The remote, my shoe, the fucking generator, the MacBook. That's where today's sponsor comes in. Honey, they really come in handy. It's a free browser extension, which is like a little fairy that lives inside your computer who looks all over the internet for promo codes to save you money. So it's easy. Just download Honey at joinhoney.com/Joey. It's simple. If you got a computer, Honey should be on it. It's free and it works with whatever browser you use. You can get Honey for free today at joinhoney.com/Joey. Joey. That's joinhoney.com/Joey. Joey for fucking results. The church is also brought to you by Blue Chew. Guys, remember the days when your dick was fucking harder than a fucking bodybuilder? Remember you give your fucking lady a stab and it looks like she went through a fucking ring and her hair would be all fucked up? After I fucking pulled my hamstring, I started fucking suffering with lip dick. It's a fucking nightmare. Now, I'm not judging nobody, but if you got a weak wood, Uncle Joey's got the fix. Blue Chew, bitches. These two little pills is the first chewable dick pill. Same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. And right now, I got a special offer for the fucking joint family. Visit Blue Chew. What do you mean Bluetooth? BlueChew.com. That's BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free when you press in code JOEY, Joey. You're just paying $5 for shipping. That's it. Again, that's blue, like the color of your fucking dick when it don't get no pussy. You understand me? Just go to Blue Chew, dog, and they're going to rock your fucking world. Go to BlueChew.com and use promo code JOEY. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code JOEY. Thank you for continuing to sponsor the show. And now, let the joint begin. Where's this fucking lighter? It's a beautiful day to be alive, cocksuckers. It's Monday, October 19th.
Hey, how you doing? Come on in. Yeah, Joey's in the back.
Hey, look who it is. What's happening, cocksuckers?
Check 1, 2. Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint.
happening, you bad motherfuckers? Uncle Joey here. It's Monday, October 19th. Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint. By the way, it's a fucking 2 months to the day that I left LA today. If I would have told you right now, I mean, before I left, I was like, by the time I fucking leave LA, 2 months, what am I going to feel like? I got to tell you something. I can't even describe to you the change. It's been great. And thanks to you guys for watching the podcast and working with me. We've been able to work this fucking thing out. But it's been a rough fucking 2 months. But the last month is finally straightened out. I'm getting a little schedule down, which is the most important thing that had my fucking anxiety going off the rails, was I had no schedule. I'm still living kind of day to day, to the fucking minute, but at least we got a little bit more under our feet to work with. I lift Mondays and Thursdays. My daughter's back in school 4 days a week. Thank fucking God, starting today. So it gives me a little bit more flexibility. So it's like what I said, all the pieces have come fucking together, Jack. I had a great fucking weekend. I don't know how you guys' weekend went. I'll tell you one thing. I got my Friday night. I didn't do dick. I think somebody came over to eat dinner or something like that. Somebody just stopped by. That was it. Saturday night, my wife went out and I stayed home with the baby just because Saturday nights, I got my fucking schedule down. Listen, for the last 20 years, 29 years, I've been out on a fucking Saturday night. Every fucking Saturday, out hustling spots. I remember when I first started in 94, when I first really got into it, I used to fucking go on Saturday nights. I used to drive like an hour and a half to do a show that started at 11, and the guy would put me on last because he fucking thought I was too dirty, so I would have to sit there till 1:30 in the fucking morning. So I've been going out on Saturday nights for fucking close to 29 fucking years. So finally I found out that on Saturday nights here in Jersey, it's my night. Starting at 9 o'clock, I don't have to do nothing except get stoned. As a matter of fact, happy Monday. Gotta get the party started at some time on a Monday morning, you know what I'm saying? But Saturday nights is my night. WPIX is still throwing some heat at me. Fucking, when I was a kid, WPIX is channel 11. I would fucking watch that every goddamn night because you had the Odd Couple at 11, the Honeymooners at 11:30, Sanford and Son at 12, and the Twilight Zone at 12:30, and WR at 10:30 had Betty Hill. God forbid a tit pop out and you didn't fucking watch it. But that's not my point. Now, 20 fucking 30, 40 years later, WPIX on Saturday night has the lineup of death, and it's perfect for me. Because I got Archie Bunker on at 9. I got the Honeymooners on at 9:30, and this is where it gets better. Boom! I got an hour in between. So that means I don't feel fucking that lazy. Like I don't have to sit there for fucking 3 hours and watch TV. So at 10, my wife usually goes to bed. At 10, I'll get up. 5 after 10, I'll get up and do some work on the computer. Maybe roll a fucking joint. Maybe do something I need to do the night before. A promo, whatever the fuck it is. And then at 11, bam, I got 2 more episodes of the Honeymooners. So I can't fucking lose. It's like a fucking doctor. I stay in completely. I get my little hooded sweatshirt. When you see a hooded sweatshirt on Uncle Joey, you know I'm going down. I either got a red one or one of Felipe's blue ones or a black fucking jiu-jitsu one that whatever sent me, Fuji sent me. Those are my pajama sweatshirts. When I usually don't put those motherfuckers on until like 9:30. On Saturday, bam! Those motherfuckers come on at like 7:30, dog, because I know my fate. You ain't getting me out of the house on a Saturday. At least not for the fucking remainder of the year. I'm locked in on Saturdays. That's my reefer night. I do a little edible. It's funny because I was talking to Lee Saturday night, and he was telling me, he goes, that somebody put a 200 milligram in my 100 milligram. I wonder who it was. I'm like, 2 months fucking later, you're still talking about these edibles I supposedly put in your fucking thing? No. What's going on is our our tolerance is going down. When the fuck do I eat edibles now? Listen, California, part of it was a fucking, we did edibles every fucking day. I did an edible every day at some point of the fucking day. And eventually when I came back, I couldn't, my anxiety was too high that edible shit went out the window. The night that there was an earthquake here in Freehold, New Jersey, there was an earthquake like fucking 20 miles from here in Freehold. Everybody kept saying, New Jersey, you brought the fucking earthquake with you. The night of the earthquake, I was fucked up. I'm not gonna lie to you people. There are nights that I go rogue. I can't sleep and I start eating fucking edibles and I go rogue. I got those hash tabs or the pro tabs from Urban Trees, and they're just 25 milligrams. If I really want, listen, I made a mistake last week. Last week I ate a fucking capsule on here on Sunday at 10 in the morning. And by 2 o'clock, I'm like, these fucking 200 milligrams aren't doing shit to me. Maybe my tolerance is wrong. Holy fuck. About 3:30, I went over to my friends to watch football. I was fucked up for like an hour and a half. I mean, fucked up, nodding. I was half falling asleep. But then I ate a chicken wing, and I was back like a fucking doctor. A chicken wing and a piece of shrimp, and I was fucking back, and that was it. But I'm like, I got pretty fucked up there, so I didn't mess around with them the rest of the week. But Wednesday night, I went down to Uncle Vinny's. Listen, I got 4 shows down there. I told you motherfuckers that this was going to be just an experiment to see. But here's the funny thing. I went down to Uncle Vinny's, and I ate a bag of dicks this past Wednesday night. I only got 4 things there for the month of October. I got some shit going on in November. But I went down to Uncle Vinny's last Wednesday, and I ate a bag of dicks. My timing was off. My material was off. I couldn't remember my fucking material. I was so upset. I haven't bombed that hard at a show in probably 20 years. I was so fucking upset. I came home and ate like fucking 6. First of all, why am I bullshitting you guys? I had these hash tabs, and I had like maybe 6 left in the bottom of a baggie. I didn't have time to take 2 out just to put them in my little drug pocket. So I took the whole baggie with me. And on the way back from the show, I was so visibly upset. I just don't like bombing like that I ate all fucking 6 pills. By the time I got home and I fucking took a shower and I went out to the living room, I was fucking on fire in that living room. I mean, drooling, the whole fucking thing. I drank the tea. Once I drank my little THC tea, it's lights out. There's some night, listen, one night I fell asleep with the tea. All I have to do is just sip it sometimes. I put it on my lap. One night I fell asleep because the tea spilled on my lap and it was still hot. Remember the fat chick that the coffee hit her legs from McDonald's and then she sued McDonald's? I had nobody to sue. I could just sue myself. All I gotta do is taste the fucking THC tea. I break them up. I either do the sleepy time or the THC tea. Whatever tea it is, it doesn't matter. I just do 2 sips sometimes and I'm fucking, it just puts me right the fuck over. You know, there's some THC products. I do the melatonin from fucking on it. So some nights I eat an edible and I eat those fucking sleep products. And I go deep, deep, deep off the murky waters. You know, ever since Wednesday, I've been a little good this week. Last night, I didn't do no fucking edibles. I just sprayed a couple sprays. But even the spray a couple weeks ago, I was fucking around with you guys and I was doing the mint spray in the daytime. Jesus Christ. About 3 hours later, I looked at myself in the mirror. My fucking eyes were beet red. My eyelids were fucking red. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Listen, it was a rough fucking 8 years, and we slowed the fuck down. What do you think is going to fucking happen? Back to the bombing on Wednesday. What I don't understand about this bombing was, and a lot of people probably tell you, oh, no, Joey doesn't bomb. Bro, I bomb. And this is the problem. Here's the problem that I couldn't understand. The Wednesday before, I didn't do anything. I went down there without even looking at my computer, without looking at notes, without looking at nothing. And I did 6 out of 10. I did okay. I used some old jokes. I talked about some new topics. This fucking Wednesday, I fucking got up at 6 in the morning and I worked on my material from 6 in the morning till 9 in the fucking morning till my daughter got on the fucking computer. This is what baffles me about this, that I actually worked on my fucking set. And I gotta tell you something, I go back to Lee on this here. Lee told me one time, I don't like when you do sets before a special. You're too tight. And it's true. When I prepare myself and I try to fucking do good, I eat a bag of dicks because I'm too over-prepared. I gotta go out there on a fucking loose and just go fucking ubats. If not, it just doesn't work out. So this week I'm doing a hybrid. Like, I'm gonna do material. I'm gonna write material. I wrote some this morning. I wrote some yesterday. I wrote some Saturday night during that hour. That's what I did this week during that hour. I just went over my material. I'm gonna do some material tomorrow, and then Wednesday I'm not gonna do shit. So there's no pressure on myself. Like I said, I'm just looking at different fucking avenues here to see how I'm gonna attack this fucking stand-up. I got a movie I'm gonna do in November. I'm gonna be away from it, and then we'll see what the fucking things going on, what things are going on before after the election. See, I'm not worried about the election as much as the other thing that people aren't looking at. You ever see before a tropical storm comes, people will say to you, there's a storm out there brewing. There's a storm brewing, but it's not it's not the election, and it's not California, and it's not Seattle, and it's not fucking Portland, it's not Austin, it's Minneapolis. Keep your eyes on Minneapolis. Last Friday, the judge let in the tape from the whole George Floyd thing. I'm not trying to be political. I'm just letting you know to keep your eyes open for this, because it's going to come out. People are worried about the election and COVID. I want you to worry about what's going on in Minneapolis. As a fucking law freak, as a law and order freak, you guys aren't watching it. They let the guy out on bail, and now they allowed the whole tape. They want the whole tape of the interaction of what happened before to see, and he was like pushing the fentanyl thing. Remember, your Uncle Joey told you that. Remember, your Uncle Joey ain't wrong when he talks to you about these things. Everybody's worried about the election. Everybody's worried about COVID in the winter. My big worry is what's going on in Minneapolis. Keep your eyes open on that, okay? Remember I told you, don't let that slip out of your fucking conscience, because that's in the middle of the country. That's in Minneapolis, right there in the middle. And that connects Denver, that connects Chicago. Keep your eyes open. Remember, you heard it from your Uncle fucking Joey. I wouldn't lie to you motherfuckers. And with that, I got to talk to you about something. Beside the bombing and beside all this shit. Last week I was talking about Bill Burr going on SNL. And I made some remarks about the fucking schools, and a couple people reached out to me. And what I was trying to say was this, okay? Let's go back to the beginning of this. Over the last 10, 11, 12 years, I've been on the computer. Fucking around, talking to you guys, messaging with you guys, whatever. Every once in a while, once a week, somebody, a young comic, I don't even know if they're young, I'm just saying somebody who's new to comedy will send me a fucking tape and say, can you please watch my comedy and give me advice? And I always write back the same thing. Listen, number one, I'm not good at that shit. And number two, I'm the wrong guy to ask, because I'm not here to fucking bust your dream, to bust your fucking bubble. When it comes to comedy, listen, when I was living my real life, fucking around out there, stealing and doing all that shit, yes, I was a recluse. But when it comes to comedy and a dream, I'm by the book. What are you talking about, a dream, Joey? When it comes to somebody's dream, when somebody comes to me and they say, I want to be in a band or whatever, I don't cut their legs off. If somebody says to me, I want to start a band, I don't cut their legs off. If somebody says to me, what do you think about my music? I don't cut my legs off, because I'm not here to tell you whether you're good or bad at what the fuck you do. Especially when it comes to comedy, you put me in a bad position, because that's not what I do. You take a guy like Joe Rogan, for example. Joe Rogan's a very generous, decent guy who I've known for 23 years, has always been a positive fucking force in my life. And I'll tell you what, you think about our friendship. Our friendship is not, do you think Joe Rogan want to listen to my cocaine stories? Not really. You think Joe Rogan want to listen to my criminal stories? Not really. Our friendship is based on my respect for comedy and what he saw from me as a comedian. When it comes to comedy, me and Joe Rogan are fucking the dearest friends in the world. Trust me, when we're on a plane, we're not talking about me robbing somebody or me doing this or me doing that. We're talking about what we see in comedy and in its eyes. That's why him and I, that's our direct connection. If you want to know why he's my friend, it's because he knows the respect I have for comedy, comics, people who are doing comedy. I respect anybody who's taking a fucking chance in their life. I really do, because you could just fall into the norm. I respect anybody who's doing it outside in a rebellious way from within, and they're being honest with themselves. There's people who are just out there yahoos, they're talking to themselves, and they don't know what the fuck they're saying. They're those people too. But I see some young comics, and you've seen them on my podcast. If they were on the old podcast, The Church, it was because I had some sort of respect for them. You might not have known them, or you might have never seen them on a TV show, and they weren't on a TV show. But I was watching their progress within the comedy community. And when you guys would say, why would you put that person on? They're not a known person. I don't give a fuck what you know or you not know. I know about them. I know what they're doing, and I know the work they're putting in. So, the thing that bothered me the most, one of the things that aggravated me the most about LA's greed is what they do to a young person's dream. And I know a lot of women are going to raise their hands on this. A lot of men are going to raise their hand on this. Listen, it's a fucking nightmare. You got acting classes. You got high-end acting classes. You used to have Improv Olympic. You used to have Groundlings. And you used to have the other one up by, which I don't know a lot of these names. But what I want to tell you was I wasn't putting them down last week. I'll tell you what I was putting down. I was putting down the system that they use on most people. Okay, and I'll explain it to you step by step. Number one, there's people who go to LA. Let's just take it for the comedies. I could talk about music, but I really wouldn't know. I could talk about photography. I could talk about any one of the arts. Let's just keep it the comedy for right now, because that's the one I know about for sure, okay? When you come to LA as a comic, you come to LA with a little bit of fucking experience. You come to LA already knowing what time it is and knowing what position you're getting yourself into. Those are comedians. When an actor comes to LA, he's either done regional theater in New York, theater in Chicago, maybe shot a few movies in his hometown. He was an extra, and they shot a movie, because, they shoot movies everywhere. So, it's not like before that you had to live in California. They shoot movies in fucking New Orleans, whatever, and if you just happen to be lucky, you might get a day on that stuff. So you have an idea of what you're coming to LA with. And you have an idea that you have to get into an acting class. And hey, listen, when I went to LA, I was told not to go to an acting class. And between you and I thought it was a bad idea. And that's why when I did the Bronx County fucking pilot, they cut my lines down to one line. That's when I did the NBC show. I wasn't that good on that show. That's when I did basketball, I wasn't that good on that. After all those three things, I was like, and the Taco Bell commercial, I didn't really know what I was doing. Yes, the potential was there, but I didn't know what I was doing. So myself, being who the fuck I am in my world, that I'm a dumb fuck, and I know this, I signed up for a basic acting class on Monday nights. It was an Italian guy. The guy did not like comics. He was not comic friendly. But I sat through his bullshit for like 4 or 5 months on Monday nights. At the time, Monday nights was the hottest fucking night in LA. So I used to have to go down there, do my scene, and leave, which was not fair to anybody else, and it wasn't fair to me. It wasn't fair that what I was doing to the class. At the time, I only had one credit. I had Bronx County or whatever the fuck. So nobody really talked to me. Nobody really talked to me. Nobody really wanted to talk about anything. As time progressed, his name was Megna, something Megna. And his class was on Schrader. It was up the corner from where me, Ralphie, around the corner from where fucking Stanhope, we all lived there. There was a little acting class on Schrader. In fact, if you go behind that alley, I think you guys heard it when Duff McKagan was on The Church, Guns N' Roses lived in a garage back there. So behind that area there was like something Megna, Frank Megna. Him and his wife taught an acting class, and across the street there was another acting class. That's like Actorsville down there in Hollywood. This was like a cheap class, $100 a month, 25 a week. You paid as you came, that type of shit. I could live with that at the time. Then somebody talked me into Ivana Chubbuck, that's a great acting fucking school. It's a great school. And you go through the program. You start in the beginners, what I did, Tuesday mornings, 10 to 1, was the beginner program. That went from $100 to $225. And it was great. I was into it, I wasn't getting any mileage on my stand-up, so I figured, let me go through the fucking back door. The Sopranos came out, and all of a sudden, I started getting, people started calling me in for more roles. So I said, if I'm going to do this, I might as well fucking be prepared. I've blown 30 auditions already. So I signed up with Ivana Chubbuck. So Ivana Chubbuck had a great reputation. There was a couple other acting schools that had great reputations. But Ivana, I went and did, you could sit in on them. I forget what you call that. When you sit on a class, I went and sat on all of them. And the guy I liked the most was Ivana Chubbuck. Ivana Chubbuck is a woman, but she has teachers that teach her. I forget the guy that where I was there. He's a sweetheart of a guy. He's going to probably watch this and get pissed off, but I got a lot of shit on my mind. He was a sweetheart of a guy. And guess what? He gave me the tools I needed. Mixed with what I was doing at the Comedy Store at night, mixed with Mitzi's 3-minute rule on fucking Sunday nights and Monday nights, all that mixed together, I figured out how to act just to get by. I did a bunch of little movies. If you look at my IMDb, you'll see it. But then what happened was I did a code reading workshop, and I met this guy, Christian Kaplan. Christian Kaplan was a great guy. He was a gay guy. He was a great guy. I loved him. He's doing some animation at Fox now. He was a great guy. He taught me how to cold read. Cold read means how to, when you get to an audition, they just give you a sheet of paper sometimes. And they say, learn that right now. You got 5 minutes to fucking make the call. And you got 5 minutes to read this shit and make your call on how you're going to read this or how you're going to fucking go back in that room and blow them away. That's the way it was, guys. That's it. There's no fucking, you're in the real world. They give you a sheet. Some auditions send you the fucking audition the night before. That's fine. Some places don't want you to know what the fuck you're talking about. So they'll tell you, pick up sides at the door, and then you have to give them back to them before you leave. That was 50% of my struggle, that they just give you the sides. You got to fucking outline it with a yellow fucking magic marker and then put lines around it. Christian Kaplan taught me how to break it down to a fucking science. And then I also went to a workshop that was run by the guy who cast Godfather 2 and Sleepers and Donnie Brasco. I forget his name right off the bat. You got IMDb him. I went to his casting director seminar. Those 2 fucking workshops helped me book people, helped me taught me how to book TV shows, movies, plays, whatever. I had it down. So I was in acting class. Between us, I drank the Kool-Aid, if that's what you want to call it. I was in acting class altogether for about a year. I went to Magna. I had this African-American guy for a while that was gay also. He was a little sick, but motherfucker could teach you shit to look for in an audition. He's the one that guided me through when Travolta was going to play a musician, and he had 2 stand-ups opening for him. I forget the whole plot of the thing. I forget the guy's name. He was a guy from Hoboken, and his 2 stand-ups are going to be me and Billy Gardell. And then Travolta chose to fucking do a Scientology movie that sucked dick and fucking crashed and burned, so they canceled that thing. But when I was doing all through that movie, that's who fucking coached me. It was that African-American gay guy. Somewhere along the line, he got sick. That movie fucking went away. And then I got my hand. I had to go to Ivana Chubbuck. The whole time I spent in acting class was about a year. But I learned something from that acting class. Number 2, when I did Arliss, finally James Coburn pulled me aside one day. I put that clip up on Patreon about a month ago. Somebody sent it to me. I had never even seen that fucking thing. Me on Arliss with James Coburn. He pulled me aside and he goes, "Are you in acting class?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Get the fuck out. Because it's going to take away, I could tell you have natural ability, whatever the fuck." So I stopped going to acting class. That's what got me out of acting class. Now, the reason I have a problem, and I don't have a problem with Ivana Chubbuck at all, or any of those coaches at all, but there were a lot of coaches that were running fucking scams. They would charge you $260, $270 a fucking month, $120. I knew a lady that was charging $120 to coach you for a half hour. Who could fucking do that? Who can afford that? That's insane. So what happened in LA was, what happens is, 50% of the people that go there, like myself, knew exactly what I wanted to do. But there was this other 50% that nobody knows about. And it's these college kids. They go to college, they get a great fucking degree, history, law, whatever. But in their frat or in their sorority, they start watching Saturday Night Live on Saturdays. And by the time they graduate, they tell their parents, "Listen, we don't want to go to work for the family business or whatever. We want to become an actor. Can you give us a year out in LA?" Those guys get fucking killed. Those guys, those young kids that decide in college that they want to go out to LA and either become actors or they want to be on SNL, they're poor fucking kids. By the time they get to LA, their dad, he doesn't know better. Their dad or your mom gives them a credit card. They move out to LA, they get the fucking apartment, and then they run into one of those fucking acting people. And let me tell you something, or one of those improv schools. And the improv schools and the acting coaches, there's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of great ones. If you're ever going to join one and you need to, ask me, whatever, and I'll tell you. But there's a lot of bad programs. There's a lot of bad programs that they don't let you work until they get 5 or 10 grand out of you. I'm not fucking kidding you. They will tell you, right? I know one program in Beverly Hills that was Scientology based, that while you took their acting course for 18 months, you were not allowed to audition. Are you fucking retarded? That's the shit that was pissing me off. So those theaters, yes, for guys like me that had fucking mentors, and they told me, like, "Listen, don't get out of that class. Get out, don't fall for that shit. Go in there, learn what you have to, learn how to break down an audition, learn how to read a fucking script, learn how to make choices with your character, and then move on." Because those people will put a fucking limit on what you can and can't do. It was fucking insane. Or they'll tell you, "You're not ready because you haven't taken all my programs." Okay, what are the programs you have to offer? You have an acting class and you have a cold reading class. That's it in my world. No, not in LA. They got movement, breathing, how to add dance to your fucking, what do you need dance for? You a fucking tap dancer? So they'll run you through a fucking program. There's a big time acting school that I still get emails from in LA. I haven't unsubscribed. I subscribe to them because I want to learn the scams they could do. Listen, guys, listen to me. I didn't need to do comedy. After I got the longest yard, I could have quit and just opened up an acting school and milked kids to death. I could have gone to fucking little open mics in LA, picked out sheep. Listen, you know me, dog. I'm a fucking thief all the way to the end. I could have picked out little young kids that would have known better and said to them, "Come here, how would you like to be fucking trained? I could take you to the top. I could do this. I could help you write. I could help you get seen." Dog, there's 1,000 comics that do that shit in LA, that figure out their time is done. They get 1 or 2 credits. You think they're fucking God's gift to the world. And then they start private coaching, taking these kids' money for everything they fucking got. But it doesn't stop there. It also stops with those acting classes and those fucking comedy fucking places. I'm not saying they're bad, and I'm not mentioning that. I'm not making any bad remarks about them. I'm not in business to fucking go to war with nobody. I'm just telling you what I observed over the years. I had one friend that I had gone to Ivana Chubbuck with him in 2003. I bumped into him in like 2012. And he was now enrolled at a completely different acting fucking institute. And do you know that in 9 years, he still hasn't been at a fucking audition? By 2015, he called me and he had become an agent. So for 10 years, he paid a fucking acting institute at an average of $300 a month. Let's just say 2 something a month plus 1 workshop a month. That's $400 a month. That's $4,000 a year. That's $4,800 a fucking year. Excuse me, not to mention. Gotta get some juice in whatever you give that little COVID cough, you know what I'm saying? And that's not to mention all the other shit that goes around. Let me tell you something, you people that complain about Jennifer Aniston and, oh, well, they had people who helped them get through the thing, their parents were famous actors. Let me tell you something, you fucking dummies. I met so many famous kids at those acting classes that it was pathetic. I met athlete kids, like professional athletes that I looked up to. I met their kids in acting class. There was one kid that his father was a well-known fucking quarterback. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus here. I knew this kid when I was rocking and rolling, like in 2004, movie-wise. He had just come to LA. And, you know, he found that I was a stand-up. And he started coming to the Comedy Store and watching me. And he was a great kid. He was good looking. I thought he was smart. You know, he was handsome. He had a little bit of go-getter to him. I wasn't sure, you know. Could he act and could he do? I mean, but he was a nice kid. I bumped into him maybe 2 years ago at a restaurant. And this kid was he still hadn't booked anything. He was still getting an acting class, personal training. You know, I think he had like fucking, you know, like the big motivator guy in his ear. His father paid for him. This guy couldn't win in fucking Sin City. God bless his soul. And I'm not putting him down. But after a few years, you know or not if you got something. Like after a few years in LA, after like 3 or 4 years, if you're still booking fucking, you know, festival films, and you're still fucking booking like college films, you know, you have to look at your, like, listen, and at first, I was going for college films because I didn't know how to fuck to act. You know how many fucking college films I shot? Tons. All of them were for free, and all of them were overnight. You gotta shoot, you gotta stay up all fucking night and shoot them. I shot tons of them. I shot a short film one time with these Chinese guys, and all they shot were my feet. I went to the fucking premiere, and it was just a movie about feet, people's feet running. These camera people, all they shot was from my knees down. I shot so many fucking bad movies, guys, that you would fucking smack me if you saw me. And I put them up. I'm not even ashamed of them. I shot Stacy's mom. I just put that one up. When I'm yelling at the kids, I'm calling them cocksuckers. You think they're in the room. They're not really in the room. It was just a camera on me calling them a bunch of cocksuckers, and then they put the kids in and took a picture of them. They wouldn't let those kids hear that language. And then when I walked through as the cooking teacher, then I had to say whatever I had to say, but I didn't say nothing but dog. I shot 1,000 of those. So for every Longest Yard, for every Soprano movie, for every fucking Spider-Man, and for every fucking Taxi and all that shit, think of me shooting 20 bad fucking movies. Movies that you're sitting there going, tell me that they're not doing this. You know, because there's always somebody, you know, when you do those shitty movies, there's always somebody in that cast that got the role because they're sleeping with the producer or they're sleeping with the financier. You know, 2013, when I started getting balls, like when I started telling people no on the short films anymore, no on $100 films, it was because of one particular fucking project that they were driving me crazy. Like I'd noticed that I was picking up all these $100 a day films, and I was picking up just shitty, I was getting shitty offers for shit. And I had already done The Longest Yard, fucking My Name is Earl. I had already done all these movies, and I'm getting all these shitty fucking offers. And one day, this guy called me up, and he's like, hey, we'd like to meet you for this fucking short series about the mob, no brainer. I go to meet him, and the guy's, I just wanted to ask him, I go, so who else is in the cast? And he looked at me, he's like, maybe 2 or 3 people that you know. He told me the rundown, and then he told me that he had to cast particular people with no acting experience just because they were paying for the fucking movie. Like, so the one lead was a fucking guy that was paying, like his father paid for the movie, and he wanted his wife in the fucking movie, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing this shit no more. But there are people that actually pay to fucking be in a movie. If you look at that movie I did on my IMDb, there's a fucking stupid movie I did, something in Hito, Hanging in Hito. That was a movie. That was a fucking stripper who her dream was to be in a movie. So the strip club owner wanted to fuck her. So the strip club owner borrowed $250,000. Are you listening to what I'm telling you guys? $250,000 and whatever money he had, and put together this movie in fucking Jamaica. That was god awful. And he made the stripper the lead. This stripper was beat up. Syphilis had gone through her. She looked like a fucking village after COVID went through it, this poor woman. And he put her in this movie. Luckily, I got fired the fucking first day because I asked for the money they give you every fucking day. They're supposed to give you cash every fucking day. $60 a day, $80 a day for per diem. When I got there, they didn't have no per diem. I go, where's the fucking per diem? They go, the money got stuck in California, in Florida, or wherever the fuck they were from, D.C. I go, what do you mean the money got stuck in D.C.? They're like, yeah, we can't give it to you for about a week. I go, what are you doing? And meanwhile, the chick is doing blow. They're fucking drinking rum at the bar. I'm like, no. And then once I asked them for the per diem and the contract, they were like, well, it's better that you go home. Sure, it's better than I go home because you guys are running a fucking scam here. The guy was telling me that night, he goes, nah, she's the star of the movie. They got the black chick from fucking Baywatch, who was a nobody at that time. They got poor George Jefferson, who was on his last leg. He was like 90. He had one foot in the grave, one in a banana peel. And they got this fucking fat little guy I knew that I loved with all my heart, me and Steve Simone. We've discussed him, Fat James in the movie. And I felt so bad for Fat James because he had to fucking stay there. He was like, nah, Joey, you made a mistake. And I'm like, James, it's okay. I'm gonna leave. You could stay. I know you're my friend. I'm not asking you to take my back. I'm just letting you know what's here. He was like all gung-ho. When he came back, he was heartbroken. I guess he lent the chick from fucking Baywatch $1,000, and she promised to take him to a New Year's Eve show at the fucking Playboy Ranch or whatever, and she never fucking called him back. I'm telling you, the movie was a mess. But what my point is, that what they do to your dream, those places, I never fucking got in bed with. Like, that's what I meant when I was saying that. I'm sure that they've helped a lot of people. Second City has been the launch ground for tons of people on Saturday Night Live. And I'm sure Improv Olympic helped a lot of fucking people. And I'm sure the Groundlings helped a lot of people. But I had a friend that was in the Groundlings. I had a dear friend that was a stand-up, and he was struggling as a stand-up. And he pulled me aside one day, and he goes, I'm joining the Groundlings for it to help me. Now, I could have been a douchebag and said, what the fuck are you doing? I didn't say nothing because I wanted to be open. I wanted to say, well, maybe the Groundlings does help you. Maybe it forces you to write from a different perspective. Maybe it fucking, whatever the fuck it is. I think he did it for like 1.5 years. He got more frustrated. He packed up his bags and went back to wherever the fuck he was from, Chicago, and I never heard from him again. So this is what I'm saying to you. A lot of people come to Hollywood and they got these big dreams and they run into fucking people, basically like me before I became a comic, that try to rob them of their fucking integrity. That's bullshit in my world. That's what I meant by it. There's 1,000 bogus fucking coaches in LA. Dog, before I did that Netflix thing, the half hour, I was going to an open mic place. And one of the things that bothered me the most about going down there was that they made you pay $5 to get on stage. The whole time I paid the $5, and I didn't say nothing. I just shut up, I shut my mouth, and I watched. Why are you making young kids pay $5 to get on stage? I could look you guys straight in the fucking face and tell you, I've never paid to fucking get on stage during my early days. You either had to bring two people, set up the show, know the promoter, you had to do some type of work, pass out flyers, but pay to go on stage? Listen, for a while there, I was thinking, and I even bought the website for it, The Last Supper. I was going to do a 12 when the COVID really hit, and I was looking for options of what to do in LA, just to stay busy. Not even for financial gain, just to stay busy and to keep ahead of my game. I thought about, there was a place across the street from Subconscious Jiu-Jitsu in North Hollywood, and it was just a small place. I went in there a couple times. The guy wanted like $4 fucking grand to rent a closet in LA. I tried to talk to him. I said, listen, why don't we do this? Why don't we start at 2,000 and grow together? And what my plan was to do was to get all those comics that you saw I put on the church, Eric Rocha, D'Agostino, Dean Delray. We had like 12 or 15 of us. People that you don't know, people that couldn't get on Netflix because they don't have an agent, but doesn't mean they're not fucking funny. And it doesn't mean they're not working, and it doesn't mean they're not fucking humans. They're just not in the loop. That's it. That's why I would put them on the church. When you saw a girl on there and you were like, who the fuck is that? That was somebody who I saw out one night, and she was laying her soul down on a fucking stage. She was doing it every night, regardless of what guys were saying to her. There's no spots for women in LA. Whenever you saw me put a woman up in my podcast, it was because this woman was fucking going in there head fucking first. And I supported that. So what I wanted to do was, I wanted to have the Last Supper where you came in, like a guy comes in, one of us, and instead of a fucking stranger or some guy you're paying telling you what the fuck is wrong with your set, people that love you tell you, hey, come here for a second. Don't do that joke up front. Save that for later. Because they already see that. There's different tips you could tell people that I know. If I see Theo at the store and he does something, if I see you at anywhere, at a pizza place, and you say something funny, I'm going to come up to you and tell you it's fucking funny. That's the school I'm from, But end it there. I don't know what made it funny. You just had me laughing. And you guys know I don't laugh at 3/4 of this shit. If you guys make me fucking giggle, it's fucking hysterical. So if I go into an open mic and you crack a joke that's funny, I'm going to come up to you and give you that type of support. The other support, like fucking judging your sets, I would never do that. I would never fucking stomp on your dream. Who the fuck am I to come to you? Who gave me the privilege to come to you and say you fucking, I see these young comics online putting the senior specials down or whatever. Who the fuck are you? Did you walk his fucking journey? No. So how can you sit there and say that fucking comic sucks or this comic sucks? This is what, it's a delusion to me. It's fucking delusional when somebody sends me, there's just so much I could do as a human being. I will not come up to you and tell you fucking sucked. In my fucking 10 years on the podcast, there's only one comic I've said who's fucking sucked right out. And that's because it's true and they were confused. Besides that, and they already knew they sucked. So 20 people already told them that they sucked and they were just a bad person. But beside that, I can never go up to a young comic and go, I don't like that fucking joke. What those comedy schools, what those acting classes and all that, after a while, you got to nip them in the bud and you got to cut loose from them. That's exactly what I did with acting. And listen, okay, I didn't make it to the greatest heights of the world. I'm no fucking Stanislavski, but let me tell you something. Look at a guy like John Bernthal. This guy studied in fucking Russia. He's a tremendous actor. When you're on the set with him, he's creative. He knows little things. But so does Queen Latifah. So does Ice-T. Ice-T's been on fucking Law and Order, SVU, for 22 years. Did he go to fucking Russia and study? He probably had like an acting coach that helped him through a couple scenes and stuff like that. So there's everybody has a different fucking journey of what you want to do. My beef is people who don't know what their journey is, and they get involved with these fucking people, and these people take them for all their fucking money. That I don't believe in. If anybody could take you for any money in LA, it could have been me. I could have gone to all those open mics and told, I could have quit comedy. I could have quit doing a fucking podcast. And trust me, I could have got 3 of those fucking trust fund kids and told them to pay me fucking $3,000 a week. And guess what? They would have paid me. Because that's just how it is in LA. You have no idea what some people pay for the fucking dream. I can't charge you for a fucking dream. I paid $33 for my stand-up comedy class in 1991. $33. I think it was 31. There was a $2 fucking charge or something like that. I paid $33. Till this day, I would do anything in the world for Jeff Harms. He's a comic. I think he lives in Florida. I wish him all luck in the world. He was as honest as could be for $33. You know how much a comedy course charges you in fucking LA? It would blow your fucking mind. And then they promise you a set at the legendary comedy store at the end, or at the Improv at the end, or they promise you a set at Flappers at the end. You know, they all promise you something at the end. That's not going to change your world. Yes, I appreciate you taking a class. I took 2 of them. I took a class in Colorado, and then in 93, I took another one at New York Comedy Club. And I got one, it was like an 8-week class. And again, it was cheap because I was broke and I was doing blow. So I wasn't going, there was no $2,500 you're going to get out of me. It was like maybe fucking $80 and you could pay $10 a week when you went in. And I remember getting one thing out of that till today I use. Comedy is my world that goes up against everybody else's world. That's all stand-up comedy is. So even for that $80, I got some. But there's people in LA that'll charge you. Oof. They make you go through their program. Again, I'm not here to throw them under the bus. When you encounter them in either New York, Chicago, or LA, you'll know what the fuck I'm talking about. But nobody should get in front of your fucking dream. No, I didn't let nobody get in front of mine. I don't give a fuck what you got to say. Listen, when you moved to LA, I had agents telling me not to be dirty, to draw a family for them. You have to put your sitcom on the stage. Fuck you. I'm doing dirty jokes. And for those people who run those acting institutions and those comedy places, yeah, you do help a lot of people. But at the other hand, you hurt a lot of people also, because instead of taking their money, like if I was taking your money, if you came to me and you said, I'm the type of guy that also tell you that you have to change things around or you're not going to fucking stand a chance. You know, with comedy, to become a good comedian, it's not hard. It is hard, but it's not hard. You got to keep to the fucking grind every day, and you got to fucking love it, and you got to have tough skin. That's it. That's the toughest part of this. It's people telling you suck for 6 years. How does that feel? Think of waking up every day and nobody even has to tell you suck. Life tells you suck. When you go to a comedy room and they don't put you up, when you go to a comedy room and nobody talks to you after your fucking set, what about when life just tells you fucking suck? So now, that's fine. I can live with that. Life telling me I suck, I could accept that. But me paying a fucking comedy guy or some fucking improv school to tell, it's a waste of my fucking time. I don't know if you've got anything from this conversation today. If you haven't, I did. Because I wanted to fucking just rectify what the fuck my statements were last week. I don't like when people get in front of other people's dreams, bro. That's just it's not going to work for me. It's Monday morning. You got a fucking dream, you go for it. If someone, like, you ever tell your parents, like you ever tell like an uncle that you're thinking of becoming something and they giggle at you? I fucking got those people out of my life in the fucking very early beginning. Anybody who questioned me doing comedy, I got rid of. And that was why, like, I mentioned Ivana Chubbuck. She's still there. It's still a great acting school. I know a lot of people who go there. I know a lot of people who work there. But even there, I don't want you to get stuck in there. I don't want you to get stuck in fucking learning. I want you to get stuck in doing. If you're going to do anything, you got to do it. I'm seeing all these things on Facebook now to learn how to do a podcast. Get a fucking mic, get a fucking phone, get 2 cans, and just talk. Nobody could teach you how to do a podcast. You guys were in shock last week. Oh my God, Joey, we never heard you talk about Howard Stern before in your life. What the fuck do you think I've been doing all my life? I didn't have the 3 hours to sit there every morning and listen to Howard Stern. But I did have the internet, and once those clips started popping up on the internet, especially with Artie Lang, if you don't think I watched those things, you're out of your mind. That's what you invest your time in. Watching the best. That was fucking radio history in my world. When Artie Lang was on fucking Stern, that was radio history. Yes, I did watch those. I paid attention. And I also paid attention. That was the beginning of podcasting. Because everybody else was just doing radio. Hey, this is a song from Johnny. Hey, this is Howard Stern would make you fucking say uncomfortable shit. That's what a podcast is supposed to be. A podcast isn't fucking radio. It's not the fake voice. Hey, and you keep replugging it. That's why I'll see you at Uncle Joey's joint. That's not fucking radio. That's radio. That's not a fucking podcast. A ton of people have contacted me. Hey, I was in radio for 20 years. Really? Go fuck yourself. That's great. But you can't help me because I'm doing a podcast, you dumb fuck. Howard Stern was the first one that did the crossover into the podcast because he got deep with you. He got personal with you. Artie telling you he'd been with hookers. Artie telling you he went to cop in Harlem the night before. That's as personal as can fucking get. Fucking Dave Clark. Who's the guy that hosted New Year's Eve with the fucking big head at the end? Dick Clark. He never fucking told you that he had a drug problem. Or none of these people told you nothing from the heart. They just told you what you wanted to hear. It wasn't until fucking Howard Stern and a couple dudes like that started opening up. That's where the podcast comes from. The podcast ain't radio. So when you radio people call me and say, hey, I've been doing radio for 20 years. I have an idea for you. Really? You got no idea for you. Want me to know why? Radio is dead. How many stations are left? 11? How many? So don't hit me with radio. Podcasting is completely different. If you see those fucking ads on Facebook, just fucking tell them, go fuck yourself. How can you teach me how to do a podcast? You're not doing a podcast. How can you teach me how to do a podcast? Where's your fucking podcast? So how can you teach me? Do not sign up for those things. If you want to do a podcast, get a mic. You get it from Amazon, a fucking iPhone. I don't care how you do it. A fucking GoPro. There's 1,000 things you could do and start talking. Start opening yourself up. Start telling people shit that nobody else has said people. That only you could fucking write. That only you could say. Only I fucking mugged the hooker and lit a wig on fire. Only I got into a fight with a fucking nun. That's what people want to hear about you. Not what you want them to fucking say. So all those fucking courses that they sell you, and I see those prices on those podcast fucking things. They want like $1,100. Oh, come to our conference. To do what? To talk to 20 other people who ain't doing nothing? 20 other people. When I do my podcast, when are you going to fucking do your podcast? When are you going to make the jump to the next fucking step? So before you get into a podcast school, a comedy school, an improv school, or whatever fucking acting school, think about it. You're going to go in there, take what's necessary, and move the fuck on. It's not going to be an 8-year fucking acting career. It's not going to be 8 years of listening to Joey once a week. Oh, and stand up. You can't. You have to open up with your second best joke and close it. I can't milk you for that long. It's maybe fucking 4 weeks. Listen, when you go on stage, don't focus on this. Don't look at their faces, because a lot of people have fear. I can help you overcome fear and little things like that. But I can't tell you what direction to take it because we all have a different journey. You have to fucking live that journey. I can't tell you what your journey is going to be. If I could tell you what that journey is going to be, do you think I'd be sitting here with a fucking iPhone in my face? I'd be somewhere at a fucking shop window charging you $50 to tell you your fucking future. I don't know your future, but I will tell you your journey is going to be fucking hard if you get into comedy, acting, stand-up, podcasting. That's why I love you guys. I always have advice on fucking podcasting. Where's your fucking podcast? Well, look, he would be a good guest on your show. Where's your fucking show? Put him on your fucking show if you love him so much. I don't know that fucking dude. I never heard before in my life. But you like him, so fucking you put him on your show. So whatever the fuck is trying to sell you on anything, I don't mind you going in there to get the basics. Jiu-jitsu. Listen, I'm not arguing. I'm not talking about jiu-jitsu schools. You got to keep going to jiu-jitsu school for 10 years before you get your black belt. You know, karate, you have to get your black belt. But comedy, whatever, all you need is the basics and a microphone. You know, an improv troupe, you can write the stuff yourself. And let me tell you something. You're talking to somebody who went to Improv Olympic. Later on, after the longest yard, I told you guys I had weird feelings about stand-up. So I thought I wanted to write sketches. So one day I went to Improv Olympic. Let me tell you this story correctly. What happened was Improv Olympic had an open mic Friday night late. And I stopped going to the store after the whole Rogan thing in 2007, 2008. So I was looking for different places to perform. I lived on Schrader in Hollywood, and 2 blocks over was the best weed store ever, Cushmart, and up the corner was Improv Olympic. So from me going to that weed store, I looked at their schedule and I saw they had an open mic, and I went down there on a Friday night, and there was agents and managers from everywhere. They wouldn't fucking talk to me, but I couldn't believe that all these agents and managers were at the Improv Olympic on a Friday night. So I started going to all the open mics on Friday nights there. And I started doing great there. And I started meeting people. And one day I took a schedule home and they had like intro to sketch writing, you know. And I signed up. I did the 8-week class or the 10-week class. It wasn't that expensive. Again, I didn't have that fucking money for that type of shit. And then I got into intro to writing sketches too. And then one day I went for a fucking job to write sketches. Like I wrote like 3 sketches for some fucking company or some shit. I went down there and the guy's like, this ain't bad. Did you ever write sketches before? I go, no, I just took a class. The guy goes, where? I go, Improv Olympic. He goes, what's the guy's name? I told him the guy's name. And the guy just reamed me out. He goes, that guy's a fucking bum. He gets fired from every job. Why the fuck is he teaching down there? And then I went home and actually looked up the guy, and the guy was a bum. He was an alkie and shit like that. So I said, fuck it, I'm not going over there no more. Why would I take it? And then I found out the guy was just a fucking jerk off. But he taught me something. I took one thing from him. So it was worth it for the fucking whatever it was, $1.25. I learned a few things from him, but I got the fuck out. So I don't want you to think that, no, there's people you can learn things from. I just don't want you to get caught up in that world and let them tell you how to work your career. It's your fucking career. Figure it the fuck out. When I was going to acting class, there were people in that class, I don't ever think they watched a fucking movie. I don't think they watched a movie. They just wanted what came with the movie later, with the success. But before, they were that bad. They were that bad. And then I would go up there and they would go, how the fuck do you do? I'm a stand-up. I came from a different fucking world. You came right from college. You've never been on stage before, and now you're pissed off. And I mean, these kids would say things, I'd feel so bad for them. They would go, you're not going to believe it. Next week in acting class, I'm doing the scene from Carlito's Way. That was a big thing for them. Meanwhile, I'm doing fucking movies. I'm auditioning. I'm in there fucking every day. I felt horrible. So last week's fucking podcast, when I said that shit, that's where it stems from. I got no hatred. I got no beef. All I'm pissed off is that you got to do instead of fucking learn sometimes. When it comes to stand-up, all that shit is the same. And that's it, and that's that. I don't know what else to tell you, motherfuckers. It's Monday. This fucking spray is starting to fucking shine. And I got shit to do. And I know you motherfuckers got shit to do. But I'm happy you subscribed. I'm happy you're watching Uncle Joey's Joint. And I'm happy you're enjoying it. If you're not enjoying it, turn it off and watch something else. We all can't love the same fucking thing. If not, it wouldn't be fucking the world, right or wrong. And with that, that's it, and that's that. This Wednesday, I'm going to try it again at Uncle Vinny's because I'm that type of motherfucker. And the Wednesday after that, I'm going to try it again because I'm that type of motherfucker. And if I bomb, I bomb. And that's it. That's what I am, as a fucking comic. So I absorbed it, I got it, and I feel you. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in to Uncle Joey's Joint. And if you learned something today, learn. I'd rather you do than sit in a fucking classroom and take some fucking lessons from some fucking stiff that's never even lived the fucking journey. Fuck that shit. Have your own journey, log everything down, and you're going to be fine. I love you, cocksuckers. Thank you very much for watching. Now for a word from our sponsors. All right, I had a great time with you cocksuckers today. And now it's that time when I drop some knowledge on you. Listen, Uncle Joey's Joint is brought to you by Blue Chew. Guys, remember the days when your fucking dick would be hard just by you blowing on it? Things change. You get older. Things start coming into your life. You start getting a little stress. And then you got weak wood. Uncle Joey's got the fix for you, all right? Blue Chew. You're like, Joey, what the fuck is Blue Chew? Blue Chew is the first chewable dick pill. All right? That's right. It's a dick pill. Same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. This isn't the horny goat weed you get from fucking that dude at the corner store that looks like he just got out of prison. This is motherfucking science. Blue Chew is prescribed online by licensed physicians, so you don't have to go to the doctor's office and make eye contact with a creepy doctor who thinks you're fucked up because you don't get a hard on. And then you don't have to even go out to the fucking pharmacy. It ships right to your door in a discreet package. Nobody knows nothing. Blue Chew is cheaper than the fucking pharmacy. And you can take them anytime, day and night, even on a full stomach. Right now, they got a special offer for the Joint family. Visit BlueChew.com. That's Blue, B-L-U-E, Chew.com, and get your first shipment free when you press in code Joey. And just pay $5 shipping. That's it. Again, that's Blue. Like the color of your dick, I'm telling you right now, when you get these pills and you give mama a stab and it's all over but the shopping. But you got to hit the Blue Chew, dog. BlueChew.com. Use promo code Joey. Again, that's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Joey. The church is also brought to you by Honey. Listen, what the fuck? We're living online, right? You're buying shit every fucking day. Every day you got to order this, you got to order that. It's a fucking nightmare. Whether it's the generator, the MacBook. Now, that's where today's sponsor comes in, Honey. They come in handy, and I'm going to tell you why. It's a free browser extension, which is like a little fairy that lives inside your computer, who looks all over the fucking internet for a promo code to save you money. Listen, right now, it's a time to save money. It's easy. Just download Honey at joinhoney.com/Joey. Again, joinhoney.com/Joey. Then when you got something in your cart, Honey will pop up and show you all the promo codes you can use to save some dough. The best part is Honey will automatically find you the best discounts available. I've saved a ton of money, my wife, on school supplies for my daughter. She goes back to school today, full time. There's no reason to pay retail for fucking pencils. Honey has already saved over $2 billion for their users. Right now, you got to take back those every fucking dollar you can. And Honey works with everything from online gaming sites to clothes, even fees on food delivery. And it's easy. If you got a computer, Honey should be on it. It's that fucking simple. It's free, and it works with whatever browser you use. You can get Honey for free today at joinhoney.com/Joey. Again, that's joinhoney.com/Joey. Joinhoney.com/Joey, you filthy cocksuckers. The church is also brought to you by, and this is the perfect week to get your fucking groove going. From the heart of New Jersey, Uncle Joey's Joint is brought to you by DraftKings. Again, tonight, you got the Bills against the Chiefs. Who the fuck are you going to bet? The over, the under, whatever the fuck you're going to do. This weekend, you got Khabib against Justin Gaethje. I don't know when the World Series is starting, but you got fucking action, cocksuckers. And DraftKings is America's top-rated sportsbook app. If you haven't tried it yet, you're fucking slipping. It's time to jump on because they're going all fucking in with new users. They're going to give you a chance to give you $1,000 when you sign up with a bonus when you use code Joey. So go to fucking DraftKings.com right now and just sign up, use code Joey, and they'll give you $1,000. You put in $1,000, they give you $1,000. Who else is giving you anything these fucking days? Get to the App Store and download the DraftKings now. And here's a new offer for MMA fans. Turn $1 into $100. How? Okay, I'll tell you. Bet on this weekend's UFC 254 fight. They're practically paying you to watch one of these best fights of the fucking year. Khabib versus Gaethje. The best part is DraftKings is based right here in the U.S. It's safe, secure, and reliable. You deposit and withdraw money at your own convenience, and it's your fucking account. It's not three dudes in Abu Dhabi. He's telling you his name is fucking Saeed, but his name is Carlo. No, this is DraftKings. So do me a favor. Download the top-rated DraftKings sports app now and use code Joey to get $1,000 fucking dollars. Did you hear what I'm saying? You get $1,000 when you get the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code Joey. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. And here's the part the lawyers make you say. You must be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. Deposit bonus requires a 25 times playthrough. Restrictions do apply. You got to see DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you got a gambling problem, there's help. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. If you're in Indiana, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. But if you ain't got no fucking problems, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code Joey, okay? I want to thank DraftKings. I want to thank Honey. I want to thank Blue Chew, but most importantly, I want to thank you fucking savages for always having my back. You understand me? Stay black, have a great week, and the party starts today. There you go. Lights out, cocksuckers.